Hello, everyone. Welcome to another class of language and literacy development. This is our class number 8. We're almost done with the trimester, so I bet you guys are very excited about it. Let's talk about our agenda for today. We have a couple of announcements. Let's go through the rubric for class 8, 9, and 10. So in the syllabus we say that we are going to use VoiceThread and Panotto for this class, but we didn't want to add another technology piece to the class, so we decided to use YouTube instead, like we did in the classes before. And for that same reason, we are not going to have a Panotto questions and comments. So what we're going to do is that we're going to give you a different assignment, and we will talk about it later on during the class. So we're learning about instructional techniques and programs right now. We divided in using the chapters 13 for class A and chapter 14 for class 9. So today we're going to talk about general principles of effective instruction, and in the next class we're going to talk about programs that work and differentiation and small groups. But because the theme is effective instruction for today, so we're going to talk about effective teachers and, of course, teaching styles. And we're going to have a fun activity to do, kind of like a quiz that you can figure it out what is your own teaching style. Over here, we talk about teaching strategies and additional resources like we do in every class. So the teaching strategy for today are interactive notebooks. But instead of sharing the intentional read aloud video, I'm gonna share a video one of your classmates did about SMART goals. And it is totally in Spanish. And then the additional resources we have here, the National Geographic website. Pero this time I'm going to share another one because I found one that's really interesting and is related to our class topic about interactive notebooks, but how to go digital. So I'm very excited about today's class. Let's talk about the effective teachers, the qualities of an effective teacher. So let's look in two different points of view. The students, how students think the effective teacher is, and how other teachers and principal think that effective teacher should be, or how the teacher should looks like. So if you ask a student, they will tell you that an effective teacher is the one that made the class fun and engaging, and that shows that she cares and she have a passion for teaching and she have the heart on it. So because the students are gonna remember, know what you teach to them exactly, they will not remember those algorithms or those formulas or stuff. They're gonna remember how you made them feel. Now, when you look in the lens of teachers and administrators, it is quite different. They're gonna look for the knowledge that the teacher has and the data that the teachers brought to the table and the classroom management and the stuff. So I made this graphic for you guys to make it easier. In this one, you can see that the effective teachers have passion. They are patient and they really care for their students, because those teachers are confident. They have the commitment to their jobs and they are very professional. They know the content, they have the knowledge, that's why they are confident. And with that professionalism that they have, it comes the part of the planning before the class. They set a structure for their classes. So this goes related hand by hand with the classroom management and organization, not only of the planning piece, but the environment and the classroom setup. And we talk about this in the class before this one. Now, organizing and implementing and delivering instructions depends or is attached to the classroom management and the organization. This is what makes the best teachers, when they know how to teach. Because many teachers know the content and they are prepared and they have beautiful lesson plans, but they don't know how to deliver the lesson to the students. So this is very, very important. And they don't stop there. Those effective teachers, they monitor the student progress. And not only that, they actually look for the student's potential. When they are teaching, they know which strategies work for them. They know what is the best way to teach their students, and they know what they can get from their students. So this is all related and goes hand by hand when we're talking about the specific characteristics or qualities that effective teachers. So let's go to the next slide. Let's talk about the general principle of effective instruction. Effective teachers are competent decision makers in the classrooms. They have an accurate knowledge of the consequences of their actions, and they know when one strategy works and when it doesn't. And the effective teachers are able to shift the instruction as they need it. So we made lesson plans. We came with these beautiful ideas and these very powerful strategies, and we go to the classroom, and it doesn't work with this type of group because students learn in different ways, and every kid is different from another. So every year group is going to be different. So thinking like this, these effective teachers know that it's not working. They find a way to do something different immediately. So they have an approach that is compatible with these 4 domains that I'm going to present to you. And these principles are related to all the cognitive theories that we have been studying. So I'm going to read these names here. The principle 1 is learning activities that should be meaningful. The principle 2 are routines, repetition, and exposure that are important. The principle 2, learning activities should be appropriately challenging. And the principle 4, instruction should involve scaffolding, guided participation, modeling, and fading. So we're going to talk about each one, about each principle. Because in the next class, in class 9, we're going to relate these principles with the teaching strategies that we're going to teach. So let's move on. And we have the first principle, that is the meaningful learning activities. This principle is based on that we know that every developmental theory emphasizes the importance of having children engaged in meaningful activities. So here it's very important to consider the relation between the learning process and the children's ages, because it affects the children's ability to understand an activity and its products. So when the children have the clarity of how to do things and what is the end, it's more easy for them to engage in the activity. So you have to show the kids, today we're gonna do, let's say we're gonna draw a little fish stand and we're gonna glue on it some goldfish cookies, and the kids are gonna be like, we don't understand how something that is to eat, we're going to put glue on it if we don't eat glue. So they have those notions because they don't know the end product. But if you start your lesson showing your product already finished, you have your fish tank with the paper algas and the glitter and the goldfish cookies, crackers or whatever. So they're going to see, oh, that's what I'm going to do. They're going to understand what is the end product. So with all this came that we need to think, and children's, they try to find the answer or solution to a specific problem, and how they become more successful once they understand the concept. Children can see the relevance of the activity to goals they are trying to accomplish. So for example, if one student is working to their goal is to learn how to add numbers within 20, and you give them flashcards with combinations of 10s, the kid's gonna be like, this is not my goal, why I'm doing this? But if you teach them the purpose, just show them like the combinations of 10, I'm going to help you to understand the 20s. You just play the relation between the numbers, the kids are gonna buy that. They're gonna start using it to learn more. So having goal-relevant meaning for literacy learning is important to approach vocabulary instructions. Children have communicative goals, and learning words relevant to instruction situations. So they learn about what interests them. For example, my son, he likes to draw. So I thought, oh, he's gonna be engaged in learning theory of colors. So I started showing all these historical facts and about the theory of colors, and he wasn't interested at all. But he has a passion for cars. So he started learning about Impalas, and he can tell you everything about those cars from the 60s, like he's an old man, because he have a passion for it. He knows every piece in the motor. He knows, he differentiates between models and all the stuff, because he is relevant to his culture. His father lives in Palace, and her uncle too, so he has the cultural background in some way. Activities gain meaning only when they are part of cultural defined context, and they are carried out for authentic goal-directed reasons. You know that children need to acquire the skills that are applicable to actual cultural context situations. So when you teach, for example, in these pictures, you can see that little girl manipulating money. Something real, something tangible, something that is useful in real life. This is what you have to teach. Something that is really related to real life events. Now, let's talk about our second principle, that this is about routines, repetitions, and exposure. Learning is optimized when instruction involves meaning and repetition. Children need a number of repetitions of the same sequence of behaviors and events representations in order for them to become consolidated and facilitate language acquisition. So the sequence of behavior are the combinations of actions to attain goals or skills. Like, think about this. One baby, he's learning to talk. He doesn't know the words, but he will be like, agua, agua. The boy is asking, he's thirsty, he wants water. So mom is going, mom, get a sippy cup and give the boy a sippy cup with water. So the boy learns that if he does this, means give me, and he say the word, he say agua, so he knows what he's asking and he knows the action. So he is learning about how to represent, how to combine actions, movements, sounds to get what he wants. That's a sequence of behaviors. Now, we have also event representations, and these are mental ideas that what happened in a specific situation. For example, a boy that learned to ride a bike, he knows that he has to balance his body to get on the bike and don't fall, and he knows that he has to move his legs to pedal in order to keep moving. So this is an order of events. It's like when you guys are getting ready to learn one of this class or lessons. You know that you go, you get your computer, you get your coffee, you sit down in a comfy place, you grab your notebook, you have your pen, you get into Canvas, you find a lesson, you play the video, and you start taking notes about what you're learning. So you have these steps by steps, and you create your own environment. You have a routine of events that you do in this specific situation. That's an event representation. So this is very important because all human beings learn by repetition, getting exposed to any event or routine. So here is the picture of the schedule that a lot of you guys use in daycares. This routine helps students to learn the sequence of the events. And once they learn it, they start using the language. They are acquiring the language. They learn words like outside. They learn words like centers, and they know the cleanup time, and they know they learn the word nap time, and they learn the word snack, and they are acquiring the vocabulary little by little, and they learn how to use it. Same with the steps for potty training or washing hands. Daycares even, they have some little posters next to the sink where you go and wash your hands, and it shows you step by step. You wear your hands, you grab the soap, you clean your hands, you rinse the soap, you grab a paper towel and dry your hands. So all those little steps are routines that the kids are learning, but at the same time, they are acquiring the vocabulary with those routines. The third principle is appropriate challenging learning activities. So children need instructional activities used beyond their cognitive level to maximize knowledge growth and motivation. When we teach a student at their current cognitive level, their thinking will never advance beyond that level. Like when the kids are learning to read. So you show children a book, it's going to have a picture of a little car, a red car, and the sentence says, the car is red. The kid will know, just looking at the picture, that you're talking about a car that's red. He doesn't need to read the words, but he's learning to relate the symbols with his previous knowledge. The dog is yellow, the grass is green, he's gonna read it. If you keep reading him these kind of simple sentences, this kid is not gonna he's not gonna develop her thinking abilities. He's gonna stay in that level. Now, if you give him a little bit higher level book, he's gonna start to think, okay, this sentence is related to the picture, but there is something else. So he has to identify what's the word car, what's the word red. I know these two words that represent the picture, but there is something else in the sentence. For example, the red car goes fast. So he needs to learn what means goes and what means fast, because it's not in the picture. He cannot see the movement. That is how little children learn new vocabulary. They acquire it by using it and by being challenged, using the right level. Now, I'm not gonna write down the red car appropriately park next to the street, they are not going to understand that word appropriate is very high level thinking. So the challenge cannot be way too high, and it cannot be so low that the kids are not challenged at all. Teachers foster intellectual growth by providing instruction beyond the student's level of independent mastery, but taking them to the next level of performance. So use the right amount is perfect. Not too much, not too little. So the STEM activities are a perfect example for this, because you are making the kids think beyond the box, out the box. Kids are learning things that came from their selves. They are discovering learning experiences. Like if you look in the picture in your left side, all these fruits and vegetables are connected to the computer with USB cables. And when kids touch the edibles in the screen of the computer, you cannot see the screen in the computer, but there is a keyboard like for a piano, and they can actually play the piano in the computer. So it's really powerful. The kids are learning these kind of things. The structure in the picture in the right side, you can see the boy creating this three-dimensional chase. This concept is very hard for little kids. For them, everything is flat when they draw. So creating that shape in 3 dimensions is very powerful, because the students are being challenged to create and to learn about what they are creating. Let's go to the principle 4. This principle talk about ways the teachers can teach. The art of teaching is the art of assisting discovering. So in this process, we already talk about meaning, we talk about challenges, we talk about routines and sociocultural perspective of learning. And now we're going to talk about scaffolding, guided participation, modeling, and fading. Scaffolding is a process when the teachers model, or the teacher demonstrate how to solve a problem, how to do certain kind of activity. And then the teacher step back, let the students do their work, and offer support as they need it. The theory is that when the students are given the opportunity to show what they can do, and they are support while they are learning something new, they learn to use that knowledge independently. Now, like, think about when you teach a math problem and you show them how to solve it, and then you let them work independently. And if they didn't get it yet, you go and you support them, you explain again individually to each kid. So when you are scaffolding, you are giving hints and you are demonstrating first, and then you ask the students to do a similar problem or a similar situation. You may start writing a story and let the students finish it. So for example, when I introduce new vocabulary in my classroom, I don't tell them the meaning of the word. I give them pictures that help them to infer what the words mean. I give different sentences using the same word, so they can infer the meaning of the word, and I ask them for synonyms. What is another word I can use to say this sentence, leaving the blank space in the place of the word. And it works like a charm, because the students are challenging themselves to complete the sentence and to find the meaning of the word. So let's talk now about guided participation. Guided participation is like a learning process by when children learn during a activity that they are really engaged into, and that experience can be with the parents or teachers or caregivers, but what the kids are doing, instead of telling or showing to the child, the kids are learning from doing the activities. So the teacher doesn't have to teach like every detail, but the teacher can show and the kids can imitate and work by themselves, and learning by doing is the best way to learn. A more general approach to this is saying that guided participation is very close what scaffolding is, but more general. Remember that kids discover learning. So I give my students a lesson in science about solids and liquids, and I trying to find a way to challenge them to not just give me the sample of what is a solid, what is a liquid, but I give them the ingredients to do slime, oblak. So they learn about how a liquid take the shape of its container, and how oblak cannot be considered a liquid, but it is not considered a solid either. So and make them think and think about their own thinking, how they are reacting and learning new things that they can apply to other activities. Modeling is an instructional strategy in which the teacher demonstrates a new concept or approach to learning, and the students learn by observing. For example, if you look in the picture here, the teacher, you can tell that she wrote a test in front of the students, she probably modeled, but she intentionally made some mistakes. And then after she finished writing, she's going to start revising, and together with the student, she's gonna correct those mistakes. You can see that the student is telling her where the mistake is, and the teacher is correcting. She didn't use capital letter for proper names, and she didn't use capital letter at the beginning of the sentence. So when the students go and write independently, they're gonna come to the teacher and ask her like, how I write this, how I do this. No, let them work, let them finish. Once they are finished, you're gonna see. What do you think they are gonna do? They're gonna make mistakes. They're not gonna learn by once that they have to put capital letters at the beginning of the sentence. So once they do it, you go and tell them, remember how I corrected my own writing? Now it's your turn to correct your own writing. And they will imitate what the teacher modeled for them. After that, the students are gonna be, there is a students that are gonna be asking you for every single word, how to spell every single word in their writing. And you're gonna tell them, know how to spell it correctly. You're gonna tell them to underline the word so they know that they have to revise that word later. And they are gonna show up the paper to you, and the whole paragraph is gonna be underlined. That's okay. You are gonna show the kids that you have a word wall, and that they have to look that that's a high frequency word that we learned 2 or 3 lessons ago, and it is over there. Make the sounds, go look it up, and you can see how it's spelled. And the students are gonna start learning. And you're gonna see all the little heads in your classroom turning to the word wall, fixing their mistakes. They are not gonna need you for that anymore. And then they're gonna be words that are not in the word wall, but you teach those during other activities. So you have your anchor charts, and you can refer to the anchor charts. So the kids are gonna turn around to the other wall and look for those words. That's the fading part. They are not gonna depend on you anymore. Little by little, they are gaining confidence, and they are learning to do things by themselves. So fading refers to decreasing the level of assistance needed to complete a task or activity. When you're teaching a new skill, the goal is that the students can do it independently, that they can engage in the skill. We know your support. after this, I want to show you this next slide is to start talking about teaching styles. So if you look online, you're gonna find, I don't know how many different teaching styles. All depends on the author, they give different names, and there sometimes are more than 5. Like I picked this one because this is, I can identify 5 different types of teachers in my school. I put it together this way. Pero you're gonna find different ones. If you look in Google, you will find some ones. So I'm gonna start with the authority or lecture style. And then we have the demonstrator or the coach. We have a facilitator, there's the activity style. We have the delegator, there's the group style, or we have the hybrid, it's called blended style too. So the authority or lecture style, this is a model that the teachers use when they are the ones that are in charge. It's teacher-centered and frequently entitles length lecture sections or one-way presentations. Like right now, I'm lecturing you guys. I am not interacting with you, I'm just talking to you. So students are expected to take notes and absorb information. Then we have the demonstrator or coach style. The demonstrator retains the formal authority role by showing students what they need to know. The demonstrator is a lot like the authority, but their lessons include multimedia presentations and activities and demonstrations. Being in lessons for math or science, that they need a lot of modeling, right? Now, like right now, I am showing you this presentation. And so you can see that I am trying to do this interaction by presenting and showing you guys things. Then we have the facilitator. The facilitators promote self-learning, and they help students to develop critical thinking skills and retain knowledge that leads to self-actualization. So the facilitators always try to make activities like showing you ways to interact with the content and being thinking about your how you can use your learning into your own lessons or classrooms and work. The delegator is the best suited for curriculum because they require lab activities such as chemistry or biology, or suggest the warrant the need peer feedback and like discussions or debates and creative writings. Like when I asked you guys to make a discussion and I give you this guideline, the how to participate in a discussion, this is my group style showing up. Then we have the last one is the hybrid blended style. And here they follow an integrated approach to teaching that blends the teacher personality and interest with the students' needs and the curriculum with appropriate methods. So there is no one order here. There is no which one is the best. No, this is simple styles. It doesn't mean that one is better than the other one. It's like with your hair. Some people use long hair or short hair or curly hair or straight hair or color hair or whatever. It doesn't mean that one is better than the other one. It's just your style. So we're going to talk about each one of these. I'm going to show you the pros and cons that each style. Let's start with the authority style. The prof is that this style is very acceptable for higher education disciplines like college or universities, for professional trainings. Is more for an auditorium setting with a large group of students. The lecture style is more, is perfect for subjects like history or philosophy, when you need memorize some facts and dates or names or events, like when you're learning the name of the states and their capitals, and you're learning the name of the mountains and those kind of things. This is perfect for lecture style. In the cons, is questionable to teach this way to children, because the interaction is almost nothing, and it can be a little bit boring. So that's why it's a better approach for older students than children's. Now we have the demonstrator or coach style. The pros are that this style gives the teacher opportunities to incorporate a bunch of different formats, including lectures and multimedia presentations. So, like, the cons for these ones are that it's best for maths or music, and even for art and craft, but it is difficult to accommodate the individual's needs, each student, when the classroom is large. So like with you, someone says you prefer me to repeat things several times, and other students that like, no, you say it, don't go back, just keep moving forward. So each student have a different learning style, and so it's hard to fit those needs when you are teaching as a coach. The next is the facilitator. The pro of this style is that they train the students to ask questions, and when the students ask questions, they are learning to develop the skill that helps them to find solutions through explorations. So this is ideal for teaching science or similar subjects, like that you need to have hands-on activities and you need to interact with others. The cons is that there is many challenges for a teacher to interact with the students when they are prompting to discovering, reading the lecturing facts. So, and then testing knowledge and through memorization. So it is a bit harder here to measure the success in tangible terms. For example, in last class, I asked you guys to go and explore the 3D model of the daycare. But to me, it's hard to measure if the activity was successful or not, because I don't know if you guys, how was your experience? Everybody is working and using different roads to go around, and I don't know how is it going. So that's the cons for this style. Now, the last style is the blend. No, this is not yeah. No, this is the delegator, sorry. I thought it was in the blend. Okay, the teaching style, let's go with the delegator. So the pros are, they are guided discovery and inquiry-based learning. So the teacher have the role of the observer and inspire the students by working in groups through the common goals. So the cons of this are that this modern style of teaching is criticized a lot because they look at a teacher like the teacher doesn't have an authority in the class. And because the teacher delegates functions, the teacher assumes a role as a consultant only, is not the authority in the classroom. So me in my second grade class, I like my students to learn by doing, so I let them work and go and explore, and I set up like different stations in the classroom and they have to go and do it independently. But my principal comes in and she sees chaos and she doesn't see me in control. And that is like the bad side that what she cannot see. Now, this, to me, this is the best way for the students to learn. And the data from my students' test scores back me up. So my principal kind of criticized my style, but that's how the administrators look at this model. So we have their pros and cons. And now, yes, now is the last one, the hybrid or blended. So the pros, I have a single word, inclusive. This teaching style involves everyone. So it enables the teacher to mix their styles to students' needs, and it is very appropriate to the subject matter. The cons of this is that the hybrid style runs the risk of trying to too many things at the same time for all the students. So the teachers are spraying themselves too much. And so the learning is not as deep as it should be. So like I was saying, every style is good. It doesn't mean that one is better than the other one. You just need to find the balance. There is no teacher that is always in one style. You flip, you go, you move through different styles, but there is always one that is more proficient or more noticeable on you. So you're gonna find what is your style. This quiz that you're gonna take is not too long. It have like I think 24 questions, and each question is multiple answers. It's 2 answers for each question, 2 possible answers. And I'm gonna go to the link and I'm gonna show it to you really quick. And here is the link, and you can see that 24 questions. And once you choose each one here, like you mark and you mark black, once you choose one, you finish all of them, you submit your answers and you're gonna get your answer immediately. So this quiz, it doesn't have the exactly 5 categories that I show you. It has only 4. And they call it, I believe they call it content areas or something like that. So you're going to look what is the more proficient for you. And this is for the assignment corresponding to this class. You're going to tell me what was your highest one and why you think that it is true, what you do that reflects that. And then you're going to have you're going to talk to me about the one that you have the less, why you think that is true or not, what is applicable or not to yourself. And you're going to talk to me about how this can help you to modify or guide your instruction. So now that you're here, we're going to come back to our presentation. And I'll come back. It doesn't let me go back now. Give me a second. I'm gonna try to go back. When you finish this, the quiz, you're gonna go back to this part and I'm gonna show you a video of your friend, Adriana. She did a presentation about SMART goals. She did it in Spanish. She used this in her own practice. So let's listen what she said. It's a short video, it's not too long. Pues esta fue una muy buena presentación. Adriana tocó unos puntos claves muy importantes. Pero ahora I want to show you guys one of my more successful strategies in my classroom, the interactive notebooks. That's our strategy for today. ECED is very simple. It's not expensive at all. You start with a spiral notebook or a composition notebook. That's my preference is composition notebook, but you can use a folder, a binder, and now there is with the technology going around and these times, now you can do interactive notebooks in a digital form. All what you need is to have a cover page, a table of contents. You're gonna use topic tags or like dividers, and you're gonna have to put page numbers that are gonna correlate with a table of contents. So some teachers, because they have been doing the notebooks so many years, they already have a table of contents that they just type and print it and glue it in the students' notebooks. But you can do by hand. Every student is gonna write the title for the lesson and the page where they belong to. So it's very simple to set up. It's nothing complicated, but I want to show you, instead of me lecturing you, I'm gonna show you some videos of how it can be set up. The good thing about this strategy is that it can be done in every grade level. So because the notebooks are, the meaning of the notebooks, that the reasoning is to organize informations or notes about any subject in different forms, like foldables or drawings or scrapbooking. It is meant to be used every day to keep important information, as a reminder, or to keep track of something, to reflect, to do observations, memories, solutions to problems, answers to questions, to record definitions or terms, but especially to reflect. It's very important for the students to write their own notes, their own thinking, to have ownership of the notebooks. So let's go to the next slide. And I'm gonna show you here a video of the interactive notebooks for preschool. Over here, you are going to observe that it is pre-made and the student uses and learn a lot from it, but it's not recording their own work. So it's very easy to set up. It have a little bit of work, but it's easy to set up. It's really nice. She's using a binder. You're gonna see the video. And if you, for some reason, the sound is not good, I hope it is because I'm using microphone this time. You guys can copy and paste the link. I'm gonna post the links on Canvas anyways, so you can play it out of this lesson if you decided.
heavy, so we're light and heavy. So here we have like a feather, or a whale, or a leaf, or a fridge. So never sort these items out. Here's three geometric shapes. Pieces of the job room to sort of these according to the geometric shape. Find the missing number. So the child missing is like this. So how many bananas? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many nuts? 1, 2, 3, 4. Reading comprehension. Travel collections. And some of these are very simple, like how many cards do there? So these are the flowers.
Okay, this was a wonderful video. You can see how easy it is for the kids to interact with this notebook, in this case, a binder, right? I'm gonna show you now how it can be done for elementary grades. This one here is for grades 3 to 5, I believe. I use a version that is a little bit more simple of this one. I really like when the students are the ones that glue things in the notebook, because it makes it very interactive and the students have ownership on it. I like to paste a little ribbon with tape in the back of the notebook so they can put it in the page that they are at, right? Sometimes I use a clip, paper clip, and they put it in the page that they are. I like to use color tabs. I love to let them decorate it as they want to. So they are they really enjoy it. It is a very useful in the classroom. I cannot see myself teaching doing the interactive notebooks. I do it for writing, I do it for math. It's very, very powerful. Let's see this video, okay? Let's watch.
Reading interactive notebook, which I use my students to go through after they read. This is my notebook, and I will just use it as a resource to pull out any lessons that I feel is needed. So first, here's my cover. So most students don't have a cover in the notebook, and they will personalize it. Then other students will have objects here to put in work in progress or notes once they before they think that's how they can do that. So you have to take the context and those that we really need to work into students to have to work out and review and increase their skill and stuff. So we can go with the phase. For a problem tempo, structures and behaviors, and talking each one, provide examples, a story to show that character is sad and so I think I prefer this one for the students is to do actively let's switch to page 30. All right, there's one on text features. There's the text features.
Okay, so over here you see that she used a lot of foldables, and like I was saying at the beginning, it's very interactive, and the students have ownership when they are the ones that are coloring, the ones that are gluing it. It doesn't have to be pretty; it has to be meaningful. Um, but I prefer pretty, anyways. The teacher should keep one as a to model for the students. So you're doing it, like I don't have it already done like she does. I'm doing it step by step with the students. So I model every day how to glue it, how much glue you have to put. I prefer liquid glue instead of the glue, the bars, because with the time they get loose, all the pieces of papers. And I like to put a envelope in the back so that students can put in any pieces that they didn't get enough time to finish it. So, and now this, like I was saying, this can be adapted to any grade level, even college level, if you want to. Um, I'm gonna show you one more video. The how this is implemented in middle school, and this one I really like it because this teacher, she she had been in trainings for how to do these interactive notebooks. So let's play this video really quick. Enjoy it.
Kids are partway through assembling an organizer, and then they need to go somewhere. They need to go to the nurse. They need to go to the they need to go to something happens in the house, and
Perfect. This is the last video that I have for you today. And right now we're going to share the resources that I have for you. So in the syllabus, you can find the National Geographic website. You just click here and you can, this is gonna take you to that page. You can see in the screen all the features of the website. You can subscribe on it, and there is a bunch of things that are free. It's very helpful. You can use it in your own bakers. The other one, that is the one that I really, really like. Let me go back. Is this one, is how to do interactive notebooks using Google Slides. It's a website called Dish the Textbook, and they have all the tons of awesome multimedia activities that you can use for interacting notebooks that are digital, so no paper, no cutting, no glue. And you can download the templates, and actually they show you here how to organize, starting with a child slide and like the cover page, and they have sizes to choose from and a bunch of activities, how to do captions and annotations. They have to chemistries and many different styles. You can even have personalize it, like giving colors to the backgrounds and insert images and all the things that you need to do for this. So go ahead and explore the website and check out the assessments that I gonna let in the Canvas in the assignments. And this is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you very much.